but that's what we have, at least for right now. Paul?
All right, let's go to the BetUS caller line. And Owen from Virginia, you are on Sikkim 365 Radio.
Thank y'all. How about them Mountaineers, baby? They beat the Hokies after 6,195 days. Them country roads took that Black Diamond Trophy home. Man, I am pumped. Finally beat them Chokies out there in Blacksburg. I am pumped.
Owen, when they do the hokey pokey, don't you think that's kind of dumb?
Just a little bit, but I can't say much. I had a cousin who graduated from Tech, so I can't say much. But
yeah. No, that was a great win. That was a great win for West Virginia.
Absolutely, and they came back a little bit right there at the second half. But overall, I mean, going into the third quarter or halfway through the third quarter, they had a 27-7 lead over 15th ranked Virginia Tech. So I'm pumped.
How much were you? I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. How
much were you puckered up in those last 3 or 4 plays near the goal line?
Woo! Let me tell you, me and Dad were sitting on the edge of our seats. We were all sitting there trying to just going, if we blow this lead, I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's a nice win.
Boy, we were all pumped. It was a very nice win. Oh, man, I'm pumped. Just wanted to get y'all's reaction. You know, Daggy didn't look great, but he looked better. I'm pumped for the rest of the season. It's got me pumped up for OU. So let's go Mountaineers, baby.
Thank you very much, Owen. Appreciate the call. Good luck to West Virginia, Oklahoma, both. It's an important game. Obviously, Oklahoma kind of needs to maybe they got to get better. In many ways, they scored, 23 points against a team that plays pretty decent defense, but
Spencer Rattler's he kind of sucks sometimes. Yeah, I mean, he does. He does. It's like he's so talented that it's tiring to even keep saying it about him. He's so talented because we all know he's talented. I mean, we've been hearing that for years now. But he just does some things sometimes, whether it's, ball security or just decision-making or what have you.
Just poof, like it goes anywhere.
And, I've seen – I don't want to pretend like this is some original thought. It was original thought when it came to me, but now I've seen it repeated on Twitter a few times. So it's a shared thought amongst people out there who are college football fans. But – this is life when you don't have a transfer quarterback who's played a bunch of games at a big school like they had with Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray and, Baker Mayfield to a lesser extent, even though he played at Texas Tech. So, they had those veteran guys who kind of came in and were already somewhat polished, and Lincoln Riley put the finishing touches on them. And this is one of his first, from the ground up type of projects. And so he inherited a lot of talent, but a lot of rough spots still. And the rough spots are rough enough that as talented as he is, he may cost you a game or two this year, And that's just how I kind of view Oklahoma right now. They have other question marks, of course, as well, but, like being able to protect a lead. They get a big lead, they can't run the football, and all of a sudden things start going sideways.
Kennedy Brooks doesn't look the same.
He doesn't look the same after a year away. I thought he was going to come in and just go nuts. I thought Kennedy Brooks was going to go nuts after a year off, but no, he does it. So, yeah, they're not bulletproof by any – I still think they're the best team in the Big 12, just on paper and from what we've seen, but they're not wide, heavy favorites.
I got to say this. So what's wrong with sometimes winning? I mean, I understand everyone wants a beauty contest. They won the game against a longtime rival, although it's been interrupted. A lot of emotion in that game. I thought it would be a 50-20 game. I did. So, but, we want to, have a beauty pageant every week, but they are missing something, or whatever that is.
I think part of it is just a little bit maybe seasoned maturity in that they seem to get bored, or they're not as engaged right off the bat, and
they took their opening drive and scored.
Yeah. They're very nearly just a couple things away from being 1-2 right now. Yeah. So it's not a matter of how you beat somebody. It's a matter of you nearly let Tulane come back in a historic way and defeat you when you had that game fully in control. And then when Nebraska, a game that a lot of people thought was going to be Scott Frost's last ride because of the situation they were in, hell, they played better than you in a lot of ways, And, that's inexcusable to me, especially in Norman. That was set up for them to tee off. And so a lot of credit to Nebraska and Scott Frost, but there are some concerns with Oklahoma. But, again, they're still the favorites. And going back to West Virginia, I mean, Daggy did look better, but, man, he nearly cost them the game at the end. And to have a defensive stand like that, I mean, I can't imagine how pumped up Mountaineers fans were to get 4 stops to save and win the game. Unbelievable. But, yeah, Jarrett Daggy looked better, but man, again, still makes some mistakes, kind of like I was talking about with Rattler. Some mistakes that'll cost you.
I don't see an unbeatable team out there, and that includes even Alabama. From Mike Barr on Spencer Sanders, not a liability when you're down to using a walk-on receiver, and with many injuries they have at the wide receiver position. And in fact, Cabanis, who's a walk-on receiver who caught the touchdown, there's a story. His dad may have played at Oklahoma State, and there's some sort of connection to him. I don't know who it is, but something, I got it in my notes. I got a bit different notes, but that was kind of a cool story on Oklahoma State and the receiver being a walk-on who caught that touchdown.
Yeah, that's very cool. And liability is probably not the right word, and when I said it, it's probably not the right word. And what I mean by that, though, is more or less what I'm talking about with Daggy and with Rattler. It's just that he's very talented and can be very good for you, but there's just some things that he does that you're like, how in the world did you do that? Like, why did you do that? And that's the bad that you take with the good that Spencer Sanders has. But, yeah, I definitely noticed, and looking at the stats, I was like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Well, because we're used to them having these great –
yeah, but they had a great run game on Saturday.
From Reddit College Football, Kel Cabanis, the walk-on receiver, grandson of former Oklahoma men's basketball coach Billy Tubbs, caught the clean